Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our 10th meeting. And how are you doing? I hope that you're still in a good situation and condition. Okay. In this meeting, we will talk about past experience. Okay. Uh, I'm sure that you are already familiar with the past experience because it has been discussed in the previous meeting that in past experience you have to apply the verb to and then about you should use did plus not and etc. about the timeline you have to use. You are already familiar with that, and so I will not review here, but we will continue the past experience in another situation. Well, in this slide, please take a look at the slide. There is an article entitled French Learners Cultural Trip. And then the second is man arrested for importing counterfeit bags for trade. And then the last is 289 killed in political violence this year, ASK. What do you think about the type of this tag? From the form of the text, I'm sure that you are already familiar with this kind of text. Yes, this is right. This is a news report. As we know that if we report something means that the event in that report has happened before you wrote the article. Let's discuss more about news report. Actually, what is news report? Here, news report is a type of text that communicates current information. Newspaper articles need to capture the reader's attention with an attractive headline that then encourages them to continue reading. As we know that in newspaper article there must be a headline, or we can see that it is the title of the article, and that headline should be attractive to attract the readers to continue reading about the article. And then, how about the organization of the ideas in that article? The organization of the ideas of the article consists of three parts. The first is that one, lead, and then the second is body, and the last is conclusion. Although there are some other parts of news article, for example, about the byline, and then the images with its capture, and then also like graph or maps and etc. This one, the ideas organization in a news report are divided in three parts: lead, and then body, and then the last is conclusion. It is about the ideas. The most important information is in the opening paragraph, which is supported by following paragraphs. And then information is presented in a descending order of importance. So the least important parts of the story is in the last paragraph. That one. How about the tense and the person in the news article? According to M.L. Stein in 1985, he said that most news stories are written in the past tense, while headlines use the present tense or present perfect tense. Since consistency is a hallmark of journalism, the past tense must be preserved throughout the story unless there is a reference to future plans or past event. So you have to remember that news articles are mostly using simple past tense. Once again, because it tells about the event that already happened before the time you write the article. And then besides simple past tense, we can use present perfect, and then future, and it is not possible. It is possible to use simple present. This one. Let's discuss more about present perfect, because simple past tense and then simple present, you have already studied it before. Let's talk about present perfect. When present perfect is used, present perfect is used to talk about the action that began in the past and could continue in the present or even in the future. That one, the past, present, and future. And that the timeline is started from the past and that it is still continuing until the present or even on future. Here is an example. Do you know who he is? He is Dustin Lynch, a singer. Dustin Lynch has written many songs and has won some awards over his career. Means that Dustin Lynch wrote many songs in the past time, and it is possible for him to continue writing the songs, and maybe he will win some awards in the next time. That's why we use present perfect, has written and has won. Let's compare it to the simple past. This one, do you know who is it? It is Michael Jackson. We know the popular songwriter, singer in the world. Here is the sentence. Michael Jackson wrote many famous pieces of songs. As we know that, this one, Michael Jackson composed songs in the past, and Michael Jackson died in 2009. It means that it is impossible for him to continue writing the song, to continue sing in this time or in the future, because he died in 2009. And that's why we use simple past instead of present perfect. This one. Continuing about present perfect, how can we form or make sentences using present perfect? Here is the formula. We have subject here plus have or has plus past participle, or we can call it verb 3. For the subject, we can divide it into two types. I, you, we, they, and then he, she, it. If you have the subject in your sentence I, you, we, or they, you have to apply have and then past participle. But if you're in your sentence applies he or she or it as the subject, you have to make has as the verb, and then it is followed by the past participle. For example here, I have eaten an apple pie. And then she has arrived here, and the last is we have watched that movie. For the negative sentence, it is very easy because you only have to add not in the word have and has. So, I haven't eaten an apple pie, and then she hasn't arrived here, and we haven't watched that movie. And how about interrogative? The interrogative, you just need to switch the have has into the initial of the sentence. For example, have you eaten an apple pie, and then has she arrived here, and then have you watched that movie? So have plus have or has plus subject plus past participle, or we call it verb 3. Okay. This one. Let's continue practicing about news article. Here is a news article entitled Mapping the Digital Divide. The United States has long been the world leader in creating and using the internet. The U.S. Department of Defense paid for the development of the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, or ARPANET, in the 1960s. It was the first network to use Internet Protocol. American engineers, companies, and consumers have pioneered advances in networking, application, and content. Today, nearly every American has a way to get on the Internet. As we can see that here, the both type has long been, and then paid, and then was, and then have pioneered, and then has. How many tenses do you find in that article? 2? No, it is 3. What are they? They are has long been. What is it? Has plus verb 3. It means that we use present perfect tense, and then paid there. Paid, what kind of verb is it? It is verb 2, means that that article employs verb 2 or simple past, and then was is also verb 2, simple past, and then is have pioneered. Have plus verb 3 or past participle means that is a perfect present perfect tense, and then the last is has. Has there is a verb 1. Today, nearly every American has a new way to get on the internet. Okay, and then the United States leads the world in the availability of advanced wireless broadband internet services. The term broadband means high-speed internet access that is always on and can carry large amounts of information. It is much faster than traditional dial-up access. Broadband includes high-speed and transmission methods such as 4G LTE, wireless, fiber, and cable modem. How many tenses here? Just one. Yes, that's right, just one. We can see the verb leads, and then means, and then is, and then includes. Those verbs are verb 1 means that it is a simple present. Anyway, why do we use simple present here? Because I said that news report mostly talk about the past event, but why we use present here? Because sometimes often news reports tell about the fact. And if you tell about the fact, the habit that you do every day, you must use simple present. That's why this news article employs the simple present. Okay. From this explanation, do you have any idea, any comment, or any question? If you have any question, we can discuss in the forum. Please give your question, please give your comment there about your idea about news report, about journalism maybe, and then absolutely you will have a quiz and also assignment. So please stand by on your e-learning website. Okay. Okay, that's the end of this meeting, the 10th meeting about telling the past, especially about the news report. I hope to see you again soon on the next e-learning. Okay, see you.